Hello, water signs, and welcome to your daily focus tarot for Monday the 2nd. Okay, King of Pentacles and Eight of Swords were the first cards I drew. So the King of Pentacles, he's talking about like a secure leadership, disciplined action leading towards abundance, right? And abundance in material things like house, career path, finances, relationships, things that are happening in the material world. And the lady, which is also talking about abundance and creativity. It's talking about not just things in the material world, but also things in the spiritual world that can lead to abundance in the physical and the material world. And Ten of Swords came out with the lady. So, the obvious interpretation is thoughts that are cutting into you and that are betraying you, whether they're thoughts from other people or internal thoughts. To me, this card symbolizes they're coming from other people, You can think of like Caesar and the Ides of March, but this is also talking about an ending. So to me, this could be that something needs to end in order for you to have this abundance, to have this creativity, to have what you're wanting in the material world, and you're focused on that, and you're thinking about that, and you're thinking about how you can lead, how you can get this stability, like what you need to end in order to get this stability. And you're thinking about, how other people have betrayed you, because we also have Eight of Swords. And this is talking about justice and balance. And here you've bound yourself. You're blind and you bound yourself. And you're down on one knee. And, your hand is covering your heart. You're protecting your heart. But the key to getting out of this is unblinding yourself, unbinding yourself. So like recognizing, like having the authority and the stability to recognize that you're betrayed, that somebody is doing this to you and preventing you from having this abundance of creativity, this abundance of stability. And your focus needs to be on unbinding yourself, getting rid of these people, getting rid of these negative thoughts. Maybe people around you are gossiping, getting rid of these gossipers. For a clarifier for the Eight of Swords, we have Three of Cups. And this Three of Cups, you'll notice that the shield, or the moon with the sword across it, I think it's a shield though, is hanging on the wall. So the defense is not defending. And one of these cups is raised higher than the other two. This person, he's got his hand sort of on the table, like he's not entirely there. That's a little better. He's not entirely in with the rest of them. And these two have their hands hidden. So this Three of Cups, that's a talk about celebration and collaboration and stuff. And the one guy who has his cup raised the highest also has his head covered. He's got his crown chakra covered. So this particular celebration, collaboration, and it came in sideways. It's making you think twice about it. It's making you feel like you're bound to whatever this is. like you're bound in this situation, like you're being attacked, and there's nothing you can do about it other than try and protect yourself by pretending it's not happening, covering your eyes, closing your eyes to it, covering your heart with your hand, protecting yourself. Maybe you feel like if you bind yourself to the situation, or you rope yourself off against all these negative thoughts, these negative attacks, this gossip or whatever, and you give in by getting down on one knee. It could also be even talking about you making a proposal of some sort to these people. You're thinking that might help the situation, that you might be able to get through it, but you're not. You're not going to be able to get through it. At the bottom of the deck, and what's hidden from you, the ethereal visions, the Seven of Pentacles. So getting ready to harvest hard work, but standing there looking at, like, do I really want this harvest? I don't know if I want this harvest or not. And then underneath that, the star with the flowing spirituality, the wish come true, the emotional, the flowing emotions, and the creativity, both the spiritual and the emotional creativity, being harvested, being brought up from the depths. But this is what's hidden from you. It's what hasn't happened. It's what might happen. So the way I'm reading it is, this might happen if you free yourself from whatever this is. This collaboration, this sideways, literally it fell out sideways onto the floor. So this sideways deal, either with friends or with somebody in your community. At the bottom of the Druid craft, the what's hidden from you, what you don't understand, the Eight of Pentacles, building your skills, getting your craft right. And then Four of Pentacles, which, some people, this can be locking up, being conservative with your material things, with your wealth. It can also be about protecting it. So you're building your skills and you're protecting how you're going about building them. You're kind of hiding that you're building your own skills, that you're up leveling. And then you're having this rebirth, right? This abundance, this creativity, with the sun swirls here, the water swirls, the rabbit coming out of the darkness. So to me, what you should be focusing on today is unbinding yourself, okay? Taking the blinders off. Don't get down on one knee. Don't try to appease these people. The key to getting out of this is looking at it from a critical point of view, from a stable point of view, a leadership point of view, and not looking at it from like, oh, woe is me. Oh, but these people are, they're in my community, they're my friends or my family or whatever, so they always have the best intent for me, and I don't need to defend myself against them. I don't need to guard myself against them. Their passions, maybe even they're a blood relative, their passions aren't going to get the best of them. Well, no, people are human. We're people, we're animals. Our passions do get the best of us sometimes, and we don't always have the best intention, even for people that we know and love. And I just noticed this. I never noticed this about this card before, but the lady, she's pregnant. This is the Empress and other decks. but there's like a blood red cloth coming out from underneath her leg, which is not a good sign. I mean, maybe it's just a cloth, but if you're pregnant and you're bleeding, you obviously don't want a miscarriage. And a miscarriage could be read as something going wrong. Like there's a creative idea, there's a collaboration that's happening with this Three of Cups sideways, but then something happens. Like it's almost fulfilled. It's almost born. It's almost to the point of being celebrated, and then something goes wrong. It could turn up right, but it could just as equally go downwards. It could go down. It could end in this betrayal and this negativity. But for you, it's going to be a rebirth either way. It's going to be a rebirth for you if you focus on building your skill set. If you focus on unbinding yourself, taking the blinders off, being your own stable guidance, your own security, instead of bending down to please these people, and focus on building your skill set, okay? Focus on improving what you do and trying to continue to improve that. And you can very well keep, you don't have to tell everybody what you're doing. You don't have to share it with people. You can keep, if you won the lottery or something, people are talking about the Powerball yesterday. I don't know if anybody won it. I don't pay attention to that. But you can very well keep that to yourself. You can keep, building your skills to yourself. You don't have to tell everybody everything that you're doing. You can keep your creative ideas to yourself until you're ready to bring them to market, so to speak, or until you're ready to announce them to others. You don't have to always share with your friends or with your community. So focus on taking these blinders off and unbinding yourself and getting away from these unlocking yourself from these negative thoughts, from these negative people, these gossipers, or people who are stabbing you in the back but pretending to be your friend, pretending to care about you. Okay? I hope you have a great Monday. I'll see you tomorrow.